Sonic Frontiers. Now, whether you get your hands on the game or somehow have your hands on the game right now as we speak, and whether you like it or not, there's one thing I think that's undeniable about Sonic Frontiers. Sonic's kinda back. He's back in so many different ways that I can't even describe. It's insane just how much has changed just on a surface level, which is enough to get me excited again. Again, even if the game doesn't end up being the greatest thing in the world, it still feels like he's back. The Sonic that I know, at least. And before I dive deeper into what I mean, hey, you there. Yeah, you watching. There's 49,000 people that keep coming back to these videos. I don't really have 49,000 subscribers. Since you guys keep on coming back, why not hit the subscribe button? It really helps out the channel, and so that way you don't have to miss anything. Thanks, guys. So many different recent trailers have been released for Sonic Frontiers, showing us so much cool stuff. But the most recent trailer, the Showdown trailer, is the coolest thing that I've seen from this franchise in probably in the last 10 years. Sonic on a cliff, looking down at all of these enemies just coming out. Almost feels Unleashed style from the Unleashed opening when he's just looking at all of the Eggman robots. Sonic's just going in, kicking them, going crazy. It looks so cool and it feels so Sonic, and I feel like I haven't seen this in so long. Now, some people are saying this is peak even better than the Unleashed opening. I'm not ready to go that far yet, but yes, it was pretty peak. But overall, this whole trailer is just the entire vibe of Frontiers and what Sonic really is, I feel like. And it feels like a lot of stuff that people wanted matters again. Sonic being a serious thing matters again. And I don't mean edgy or overly tonal. I mean just the aspects of Sonic that people grew up with and love matter again. It feels okay to think Sonic's cool now, instead of a laughing stock. And you may be a fan of the meta era, and maybe you don't like more serious tones, and that's fine, but that's not really what's important here. Because even though Sonic was going in that direction for the last 10 years, that wasn't even taken seriously in the right way. Like, it wasn't even funny. The classics take Sonic serious in its own way. Yeah, they're fun and wacky, but like, it doesn't feel to need to be self-aware and bop itself on the head, like these meta-era games have been doing. The classics are very wacky, but it's so very much still Sonic's world, and there's nothing really funny about it to these characters. This is their world. This is the world they live in. There's all this wackiness, these loops, saving animals, goofy robots. Yeah, it's goofy, but it's still taken seriously. I feel like Sonic Adventure even has goofiness in it. Funny scenes where Sonic's falling and there's a funny noise, or Big the Cat, and there's still chaos going on, no pun intended. And then the characters need to take the thing seriously that's happening around and in the world. Sonic Colors, almost the whole thing was a joke, and the coolest part is probably the end when the Wisp saves Sonic. That was a nice moment, but there's very few heart moments. Sonic Lost World, he gets moderately sad because he couldn't save Tails, and the whole thing also felt like a joke. Sonic Forces, this such a serious setting, but everything is just not taken seriously whatsoever, and it doesn't correlate with what's actually happening on screen. Sonic is supposed to be one of those franchises where you're like, dang, why does this work when it comes to things like this? For example, Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Unleashed. It's like, why does this story work? It's kind of silly, but like, the undertones actually have impact, and the story actually leads somewhere, and the characters make actual decisions. It's like, dang, this is a Blue Hedgehog video game, but this kind of hits. It works for some reason. And Sonic Frontiers seems to be going in that direction, and it just feels like Sonic's back and things matter. Especially when we got the prologue animation with Knuckles, with restoring lore, adding on to the lore, and that really made a lot of people happy, and just the whole tone of it just made it feel like, dang, this stuff matters. It's not stupid. It's cool. And it just makes me happy to overall be happy about it. I checked out of Sonic Stories quite a long time ago. I stopped caring. I was like, yeah, these games are fun. I still play them because the gameplay is cool, and some of the older ones are challenging games, and getting better at them is fun. So now with Frontiers, I'm actually interested in the story, and it's targeting more, I feel like, older fans, or fans that grew up with certain kinds of Sonic stories, or just things that targeted that kind of tone. And that, for me, grabs me instantly, and Sonic's just being cool in this game. Whether it's the prologue animations with Knuckles and the great tone, or the new CGI I've been getting with the cool scenes happening, Sonic going supersonic, throwing fists and throwing hands with a giant. It's just something that I haven't seen in a long time. And I'm just excited to see Sonic be cool again, and I think I'm okay with saying Sonic is back. And I think it'd be a bummer if Sonic goes backwards after Sonic Frontiers when it comes to his character and the story and the tone, because I kind of feel like SEGA has done this one-off thing where they want to do one specific thing for a specific game and just do something completely different for the next. Even back then in the early days with like the Adventure era. After SA2, we're just going to Heroes, and Heroes, everything's super cheery, and story doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't overall make any sense. And then we go back to Shadow, which then connects back to Sonic Adventure 2, and it's like, what is going on here? So now that Sonic is back, my hope is that they keep continuing off of Frontiers, keep up this trend of this character. Don't let the character lose sight of himself. Ian Flynn probably needs to stay on board, even if he's not directly writing the overall story, but at least the dialogue and the characterization, that's very important. If I had to have a choice, I'd rather have a mid-story but with good characters, but clearly I want both of those. And from what I hear from other people, Frontiers might have both of those. It seems like a pretty good story, and it's something that I've been waiting for a long time, and I can't believe I'm excited for a Sonic story. But anyways, yeah, I think Sonic's back, and I think SEGA actually did it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.
Well.